My name is Fionn O'Brien. I'm a radio producer for LMFM Radio. I'm also a freelance music composer and audio engineer. I studied music and audio production in DKIT and I graduated in 2018. Well, when I was doing my Leaving Certs, I didn't know what I wanted to study. So I always knew I had a musical kind of background. I always loved playing music, playing guitar and piano and stuff and singing. So I kind of wanted to do something creative. My mum is an artist from Drogheda, so I kind of always had arty genes in me. So I always wanted to be kind of a performer, but I actually got into the DKIT music and audio production course, and I actually thought it was going to be performing music, playing guitar all day and stuff like that. But to my surprise, it was kind of more what producers do in the background and how to gather sounds and stuff, which actually just clicked with me. I kind of, being a musician and stuff really helped with the course, but I just loved being in the studio and recording sounds, working with artists, and just kind of being the person that glues all the music together. I think trying to decide what course to do, a lot of people are basing it on what sort of job you can get out of it at the end of it. So the course I did was a 4-year degree, and I think nobody kind of knew a specific job. It's not like going in and studying veterinary, knowing that you're going to be a vet at the end of it. I think the sheer scope of this course, music and audio course, was like I could be anything I wanted to be in the music industry. I feel like if I had done a more music-centric, just playing and writing music, I kind of probably would have been a music teacher, you know, because that's a lot what a lot of them do. But I felt like this course, audio and music production, just gave me a scope that I could go into performing, playing music, recording music, and then doing what I am now doing, producing radio ads and shows and jingles and stuff like that. And also something that I really love doing is scoring for film. You know, I get to put my talents all together into like a film, and watching that sync with, you know, visuals is something that, you know, the feeling of that is just brilliant. The skill sets for different parts of audio, they do differ. I mean, when you're creating music, you might need to know, like, you know, what key you're in or what tempo to go with. If you're creating radio ads and jingles, it might just literally be your ear. What sounds good to you? I often think of, like, I put myself in the position of what the listener is hearing, or like the average music listener or radio listener. Like, they might not know anything about audio or what EQs or filters I'm using on things, and it's just what sounds good. So the skills are your ears, you know, it's what you hear. And then, like, transferring, I think when you're in this kind of industry, you're creative. So I think it won't just limit you having audio experience. You can get into film, and you can get into, you know, doing different things like art, and meld them all together, you know, so you're creating more than just audio, you know what I mean? I think some of my favorite aspects of the course were definitely getting hands-on in the studio, you know, seeing what wires go where, you know. Sometimes the engineers didn't really like that in the studio, but, you know, finding out how things worked, how to get a sound from A to B, you know what I mean? Setting up a microphone and finding out how it travels through the cables into the computer or into the desk, and seeing how the desk works and stuff like that. Like, it's very daunting when you look at a desk and you see all the knobs, but you actually, when you break it down and you kind of learn about it, it's very simple, you know what I mean? And once you apply that together, I think another thing was working with my fellow colleagues and classmates on creating music and learning together, and working with different artists that came into the studio. DKT has fantastic facilities, especially for the audio. Three or four state-of-the-art studios where you can bring artists in and record and make great music, but also learn while you're doing it. The lecturers were brilliant, covering a range of, you know, copyright law in music and the music industry, learning everything about digital audio workstations and how to record music, and then just simple things about how to work with artists, how to be a good person, because when you're working with talent, a really good singer, you want to get the best out of them. So you have to make them at ease. They might be very daunting coming into the studio, but if you're there behind the desk, making them at ease, you're going to get a great performance. The lecturers, I couldn't speak highly enough of them, and they've not only been brilliant throughout the 4-year degree, they're brilliant after it as well. You know, always keeping in touch, and job opportunities when they came, putting them in Facebook groups for us and stuff like that. So they're really facilitating. And I think what resonated with me was just like how they treated us as equals. You know, we were all, I suppose we were like the music industry and even the film industry, and that it's always evolving. So everyone's still learning. It's not like the lecturer is the be all, know it all, and you're just learning from them. They're learning with you as well as time goes on. But I think the way they imparted their wisdom was brilliant, and I couldn't speak highly enough of them. If I was 17 now, I would, first of all, just relax. I wouldn't take it too seriously. I'd go onto the DKIT website, look up the courses, see what ones you're interested in. Never mind the entry requirements or anything like that. What you're interested in, and if you play music, brilliant. Keep working on your music and just enjoy the process. I think a lot of people, young people, have too much pressure on their plate these days, especially with school and exams. I feel like once you kind of have a goal in mind, if you want to go to DKIT and study music and audio production, make that your goal, and don't let anything stop you in your way. A typical day in my life, I kind of have 2 different days. The days I'm working in LMFM radio, I get up early, come into the station here, produce radio ads, jingles, do voiceovers and stuff like that for the radio. Basically run the radio station in terms of audio and get things up and running. In terms of my freelance days where I'm working in my home studio out in Laytown, I either, if I have an artist booked in to come to the studio and record, I get ready for that session, set up microphones and stuff like that. Otherwise, I'm creating music for, you know, instrumentals for beats for rappers or singers to sing on. I'm doing film scores, anything that's to do with audio. I'm doing podcasts, editing podcasts, recording podcasts. I think the great thing is no one day is the same, so it'll never get repetitive, and just every day is a new challenge. The progression from first to fourth year, definitely in first year you're kind of finding your feet. You're getting to know not just the course and your classmates, you're getting to know a whole new area and campus. Second year you get a bit more, you know, into yourself, you kind of know the place, you're getting to know. But I think the biggest leap was in third year, you know, where you really hone in on fine-tuning your skills, and you just want to get better yourself, and your classmates are kind of pushing you and your lecturers are pushing you. Third year definitely is where you kind of just, you know, you want to do this. You want to do this kind of for the rest of your life, basically. Fourth year is a case of amalgamating everything that you've done over the past 4 years, and just really being able to express yourself in whatever it is, your final assignments or your exams. And I think it really sets you up for a great career then in music and audio production.